Hey, it's Rick and Patty from the KORD Morning Show. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
And, of course, you can always catch us anywhere and everywhere with our KORD mobile app. It's free for you in the App Store as well in Google Play.
This morning, it's number one for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. Got Ricky, got Patty. 68 degrees, sunshine for you right now. All these wildfires still, raging on. And, of course, it's just that time of year.
The
Plus,
sun is unbelievably glowing orange.
It's going to be hot today, too, as well.
Oh, gosh, yes.
107, you said, and we're definitely under a heat advisory and all that. So stay hydrated. Lots of hydration. Stay hydrated and lots of water.
Water's your friend.
If your animals are outside, make sure they've got plenty of water. I know that it's just gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot for the next couple days, so be aware of that. Headed to Watershed. Well, your favorite radio station, take a ride alongside, is us. Just download the KORD mobile app, because when you get to the gorge, you might be able to get a little bit of us in there. But if you take the app, then you don't have to worry about it.
Right on.
As you're partying your
That's
little...
right.
Well, you're partying your little section. So, Patty, I don't
Rick?
think you've been to Watershed before, right?
I've never been to a watershed.
So the campground area just becomes party central. And so it's so funny is people will bring couches and love seats.
Well, that's my kind of party.
It is.
It's got to be comfortable.
They're going to bring those big blue plastic pools that they sit in,
You got to stay cool somehow.
Exactly. So when you're out there, you want your tunes, it should be KORD. So
do you have fantastic watershed memories?
I do. I posted one yesterday.
Oh, you did?
It's up there on my Facebook,
Okay.
absolutely, from a few years back when I was at Watershed. So if you're going for the first time, have the time of your life, but be safe. And again, stay hydrated, because that heat out there at the gorge,
I can only imagine.
it's going to be hot, guys.
I can only imagine.
It's going to be hot. So we'll get the day started. We're going to work on some Facebook fun. We've got another edition of Other People's Problems and Nashville News coming up in just about 10 minutes. You got Rick and Patty. Good morning to you, KORD.
Well,
You're waking up with the KORD Morning Show. Number one for New Country. 102.7 KORD. It's easy and quick. Stop by our website or open our app for your chance to head back to school with a $500 Visa gift card. Look for Hall Pass Cash.
619, number one for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. You got Ricky, got Patty on a smoky, hazy Friday for you. Always good to be with you. Right now, about 65 degrees for you. Gonna be warm, too. 107 might break a record today.
can you believe that?
I know. So
That's what Siggy said.
heat advisory.
Record-breaking.
Yeah, heat advisory in effect today. So stay hydrated. All right, here you go. Facebook fun to get the day started. What's something you do in a hotel that you never do at home?
I like it. Somebody said jump on the bed.
I literally, my towels, I'm that guy.
You use as many as you can?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Really? Not just one?
And I just leave them.
On the floor?
Yep. I'm like, just kick them over there. Yeah, I use, so some hotels you go have nice big towels.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Big fluffy towels.
And then you go to like a Motel 6 and it barely covers your bottom. You know what I'm saying?
they're tiny.
And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So if I'm at Motel 6, guess what? I use them all. You're like, okay.
Well, that's not hard to.
Yeah.
You have to dry every part of your body.
Exactly.
I need six towels.
Exactly. So there you go. Something you do in a hotel you never do at home. So for me, I use all the towels. Some good ones. Lou says to pay to sleep on a bed or shower. Okay.
Well, they said turn off all the alarms, eat dessert first, eat as much junk food as possible.
That's Megan. Yeah, absolutely.
You got to be careful, too, when they have like the little sample size stuff. I think they charge for those. I don't think those are totally complimentary.
In the fancy, yes.
Yeah.
If you're in Vegas or if you're in a fancy place that's got it, guess what? You're paying for that. Jason says not sleep. And I
get that.
I remember many years ago, I had to take a trip to San Francisco, and I was staying at some hotel. I think it was called the Phoenix at the time. And I remember eating the peanuts and some of the stuff in the bar, not realizing you had to pay for it.
Oh, I know.
And then they're like,
be careful about that,
As
right?
I checked out, they're like, that'll be $38.95. I went for a bag of peanuts.
I know.
And they're like, yeah, you ate it out of the bar. I'm like, what? Don't.
I take all the sample size shampoos and conditioners.
Oh, you're that.
I am that person.
Well,
I take them all, and they really have really cool makeup remover.
Right. I'm glad you do that because I always wondered when it's half used, what do you do with it? Like, what do they do with it? We're curious. Yeah. Is it half used? What do you do with it? Because
I take it with me. I use it at home.
All right.
I do.
Go.
I am that person.
All right. So 547 KORD. App chat us. What's something you do in a hotel and that you would never do at home? It's posted for you now on our Facebook Fun. Chime in. More of your comments on the way. You got Rick and Patty.
starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number one for New Country. 1027 KORD.
Away 6:35, number one for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. Into Nashville news we go.
Like you said, it's official, Rick. Carrie Underwood is replacing Katy Perry on American Idol. She will be joining Lionel Richie and fellow country star Luke Bryan in the spring of 2025. She was crowned the winner 20 years ago during season 4. She is the first alum in history to join the judges panel. Post Malone making his debut at the Grand Ole Opry this month. He 29 years old, genre-bending star was invited to perform at country music's most iconic venue by Brad Paisley on Wednesday. The big day is going to be August 14th. That's just a couple of days before his album hits. And an 8-foot-tall statue of the Man in Black is going up inside the U.S. Capitol. A statue of the one and only Johnny Cash will be added to the National Statuary Hall collection on September 24th. It will replace the current statue of former Arkansas governor and U.S. Senator James Clark. Life and Style Weekly says that Yellowstone producers are banking on Lainey Wilson's popularity to boost the ratings for the show's final season. An insider says that producers are fearing that not having Kevin Costner aboard for the second half of season 5 would be a turnoff for viewers. But apparently they know Lainey is going to bring her millions of fans with her. They got a lot more than they bargained for when they signed that. They're calling her an obscure singer, seeing now how she is a global star, right? She's come a long way, I guess, right? Those are your trending headlines.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number one for New Country. 1027 KORD.
1027 KORD is out and about with Ranch and Home making hometown moments. Ranch and Home is randomly awarding unsuspecting Tri-Cityans. Now, you never know when a Ranch and Home hometown moment might happen to you. Maybe in the coffee drive-thru, at the grocery store checkout, at the gas station.
And all we want to do is put a smile on people's faces, and that's what this is all about.
Thank you, Ranch and Home. That's awesome. You made my day.
Ranch and Home, they're here for you with your number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Young out on the road with Kane Brown. We'll catch up with him in Seattle with Kane. He's out on the road with Kane Brown. We'll catch up with Chris Young in Seattle.
I hear you.
There you go.
I understand.
Raised on country. It's 647. You got Rick, you got Patty. Always great to be with you. 68 degrees, hazy, these wildfires. We were just talking about the fact that they're all around us and that the air quality not very good. Today's high near 107. That doesn't help things in that heat advisory and all that. So,
did you see the sun on the way in?
Oh, yeah. That's
a massive orange
it's a
ball.
It's a bright orange. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're working on other people's problems coming up in just a little bit. The husband sadly had an affair. We'll talk about how that happened. Not how that happens, but how the wife's dealing with it, and then they've got the kids they have to worry about. So we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Also, very excited because it's coming up here next week, not this weekend, but next weekend, the Outlaw Music Festival, where you got Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, John Mellencamp at the Gorge.
And guess who has tickets?
We've got tickets.
Can you believe it?
I know.
Santa made another delivery.
I love it. 7:20 this morning, we'll give you a chance. Our first set of tickets to the Outlaw Music Festival, which is happening next weekend.
Really?
Right there at the Gorge. Yeah, I love this.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, 7:20. So chance to win those tickets coming up in just a little bit. Also, if you've already got the KORD mobile app, a bunch of great articles already posted for you this morning. Washington, are we the most aggressive drivers? When I went to Seattle to see Chris Stapleton, we got stuck in traffic, and some people were cutting other people off, kind of being rude, right? And I thought, well, how aggressive is Washington in comparison to the rest of the nation? Guess what? We're not. We're not. We're like 33rd. Guess who's number one?
Well, I have to think it's California.
Of course it is. Absolutely.
I would either say California or New York.
Yeah, New York's in there too, but it's Cali, baby. Cali is the most aggressive drivers, and then like Missouri. So you're from the Midwest. What's that about? Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know about Missouri.
Is Missouri the show me state?
It is the show me state.
Yeah. Okay. Show me your crazy drive in Missouri.
But I can tell you. Well, you lived in California as well.
Oh yeah. Well, there's lots of terms for that. Yes, exactly. Oh, the things I saw in California, I'm like, really? I mean, they'll flip up right there. I mean, they'll do whatever they want.
I know.
And then you posted about the rarest, smelliest flower.
Can you believe it? It's the corpse flower, and there's one at WSU in Vancouver.
Wow. I don't want to smell
it's-
it. Yeah, do you want to smell this thing? This looks nasty.
Anytime I hear anything or see anything about the corpse flower, I got to bring it because I've never seen one.
Wow.
The smell, they say, is
It's
I'm
rank.
Not even,
It's
I'm-
rank. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even want to go there because I know people are eating breakfast.
All
But
right. Yeah.
I have a morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
I might have to go take a look.
It's very cool. The rarest, smelliest flower. You can go check it out. And to get all those details and more, we got to post it for you right there on the station mobile app.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
7 KORD. Got Rick, you got Patty. Happy Friday. Right now, about 71 degrees, smoky haze in the air. It's 7:06. 107 is going to be the high. So, yeah, this might be a record temp today. We'll see after they, gets all said and done. I just know it's hot.
I know. Yesterday, I
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I was out for a little bit throwing the ball to the dog, and I'm like, okay, we're done. Barkley, we got to go back inside because it's like, and all of them were panting hardcore. I was like,
Man,
yeah,
I know. I was out walking DJ, and I'm like, just get under some shade.
It's hot.
Let's go.
All right, other people's problems. Going to start the day off here. Name withheld by request,
Yeah.
and this is quite the sticky situation. What's going on here?
Rick and Patty, my husband and I are splitting because he had an affair. We have 3 children between the ages of 9 and 16, and they're going to start asking questions about why we're divorcing. Should I tell them the truth about him being unfaithful or cover it up and come up with an excuse? My friends and family are split. When I ask them the question, what would you do? Should I be honest or not? He's a good father, good dad, but a terrible husband.
Yeah.
Name withheld by request.
So, this is so sticky. It's one of those situations. I've always felt like, the first thing, I do have kids, and the first thing you have to know is they have got to know if mom and dad break up, they've got to know they're not the reason.
Right.
No matter what, you have to sit them down as a team, as a couple. Even if you're getting divorced, sit down with your kids and saying, "Hey, we're going to divorce. It has nothing to do with you guys, absolutely nothing." Because kids, if you don't talk to your kids, guess what they think? They think
it's about them.
they might be a
So,
reason. They think they might be
yeah.
the reason. Now, the older child, I don't know. I'm kind of a little torn on that. If the kid's near 16 years old, they would understand. Hey, why is dad leaving?
I would think if I had children and Jeff and I were, I think we would do it together and sit them down and
Yeah.
say, mommy and daddy aren't getting along,
Right,
or,
right.
You know what I mean? Or
But every child.
and I would definitely let them know you have nothing to do with this.
But-
now, would I let them know that Jeff's a cheater? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, that's
I don't know about
it's an
that.
interesting situation. I know that even though with Logan, my son, when his mom and I divorced, he was
Yeah.
12. He was 12.
Okay.
He still. We talked to him. We talked to him endlessly, and he still thought a little bit of it. Like, it's not your fault, and a little bit of it, again. But it's a tough situation to be in. It's absolutely a tough
I get
situation
it.
to be in. I will tell you this: the neat story about when they become an adult. I remember taking my son out to lunch when he turned 18, and he's an adult, and we're having lunch, and he sat down and goes, "Hey, Dad." He goes, "Hey, I mean to talk to you." I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And he goes, "Now I know why you divorced mom." I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "You don't know why I divorced mom or whatever." And he goes, "Yeah, but he goes, you're both happier."
Oh yeah,
Split,
Yeah.
and he goes, I didn't see that when I was 12, but
course not.
I see it
Yeah.
now, and I
because
said, and I said, I apologize, I'm so sorry, and he's like, but he understood, but
I think that's got to be devastating to a child.
Absolutely.
Because you want your parents to be together
right,
forever.
right. He said something like, "You guys are better separate from each other
Yeah,
than you
yeah,
are together," and I thought, wow, there's an observation, But again, it's tough. Divorce is tough. I'd never do it again. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it again. Never. It's just it's not a fun situation. So, name withheld by request. We're going to do our best to solve this for you. I'm kind of torn. On one hand, I think the older kid, if they're 16, they could understand. But the younger kids, no. I would not say anything to the younger kids at all. There you go. There's my thought.
Okay.
What's your thought? Same thing, kind of, sort of? Or you just don't
Again,
know?
I don't know. I don't have children.
All
so-
right, we'll do it. 547-KORD. App chat us if you've been in this situation.
Yeah, let us know how you
How
handled
did you
it.
handle this situation? My situation was not this situation, so that's the good thing. So I don't know how I would handle this situation. But I think if they're close to 16, well, they're close to an adult. They might
I
understand.
mean, it's going to happen later on down the road. They'll know anyways.
oh yeah,
eventually
it'll come
right?
out. Well, when he
Yes.
shows up if he ends up with the lady, he's going to show up with the lady. Where, mommy, where'd this?
Who's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's Dad's new friend?
Exactly. So, what do you guys think? Let us know. It's other people's problems. You got Rick and Patty.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
I think an all-time favorite there for you, 722. You got Rick, you got Patty. Always great to be with you. Right now, about 71 degrees on your Friday. And you know what? Next weekend is going to be awesome at the Gorge because we've got the Outlaw Music Festival. Yeah, how cool is this festival, Patty?
Look at that. It's Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, John Mellencamp, and many more. And by many more, we're talking Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, Billy Strings, Brittany Spencer.
Wow. This goes on.
I think Southern Avenue.
Yeah, so you're gonna wrap
There's
up Watershed.
quite a few people.
Yeah, you're gonna wrap up Watershed, and then next weekend in the Gorge, it's the Outlaw Music Festival. I just saw Willie with Chris Stapleton,
And how was he?
I got goosebumps.
Did you?
Always on my mind, goosebumps. Literally,
Yeah.
my hair stood
Yeah.
up when he sang. I'm like, he's 91 years old, and I'm like,
He still has it.
oh, he's Willie. He's Willie. He is immortal. He's immortal. So we want to send you off to the Outlaw Music Festival next weekend, next Saturday. If you want to go, 547-KORD. What caller number would you like to take?
Well, let's take caller number 5.
All right, caller number 5, 547-KORD. Caller 5, 547-KORD. Good luck. And this is going to be awesome. Outlaw Music Festival. Don't miss out. 1027 KORD.
You're waking up with the Cord Morning Show, number one for New Country, 1027 KORD. Make sure you have our free app for concert news, contests, and your favorite country everywhere you go.
Those of you as a kid.
You have.
I have seen photos of you as
Like kindergarten picture?
No, you're a cute kid.
Oh,
You're a cute kid. Okay.
Bless your heart.
So have you ever had a bad haircut though?
Yes.
So by your mom, is your mom did your
Not my mom. No. My next door neighbor, Lorraine Trudeau, cut my hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your mom never did it.
No.
Oh, lucky you. How did you get away?
Oh my gosh! You know what? So I remember my mom used to, shampoo my hair and comb
Right.
it out. She had
Right.
this comb, and I was like, kids have tangles.
Right,
My
absolutely.
mom was not gentle with that
And
at all.
and you were crying the whole
Oh,
time,
my
and
gosh,
then
yes.
Patty Joe,
And
I'm
she's
gonna
smoking the whole time,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, this
I'm
is
gonna-
awful.
I'm gonna give you something to cry about,
Yes.
Patty Joe, if you don't stop crying.
So
Like,
what-
I'm already crying. What are you
No,
talking
but
about?
I remember I took scissors to my own hair.
Oh, every kid does.
Uh-huh.
Every kid does. Yeah, every child does it. So the new thing as we get ready for back to school is
Okay.
something called broccoli perm.
What?
So so this is an expensive broccoli perm. So it looks like it's all curly. Have you seen photos? I've seen photos. The new Superman movie, they've got Clark Kent in broccoli perm. So his top of his head looks like it's broccoli. It's a perm, but it's
no.
they're called
This
broccoli.
is not going to go well.
Well, apparently this teens are loving it.
It's the big deal?
This is a TikTok sensation. They're called broccoli perms. So if your kid's asking for a broccoli perm, there's a reason. And it's gone very TikTok, very viral.
I want my hair to look like a head of broccoli.
Right, exactly.
Oh.
Well, Kourtney Kardashian's son Mason has this haircut,
Oh.
and so again, it's shaved around,
But you got some curly cues out top.
but at the top it looks like broccoli.
some curly broccoli going on.
So, did you ever get a horrible back to school haircut? And tell us about it. You just told us about cutting your own hair and different things like
Oh
that.
my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So
uneven.
I think there was a few years I had the bowl cut. Every kid has
But
it.
the thing of it is, your hair grows back, so it's not that big a deal.
Right. Oh,
I don't know
absolutely.
why parents are the ones that seem to lose their minds. I'd be laughing. Look at
Well,
what they did.
Yeah, I'm always like, you got to live with that. You got to live with that. Yeah, absolutely. So bowl cut, and then I also had the big mullet, business in front, party in the back. But that was the style back in the day.
I
Wasn't-
remember your mullet. It
Yeah.
was pretty spectacular.
Big old mullet.
Yeah.
So we'll take some calls here. Who's had a horrible back to school haircut?
Oh, gosh.
We want to know. 547 KORD. Your calls are on the way. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number 1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
And
Stay hydrated, lots of water. I know people are loading up right now, going to Watershed. They're packing their tents, they're packing their, their coolers, all of that. I mean, I've even seen
don't
couches out.
skimp on the ice.
I've seen couches out there in the middle
Lots
of
of
the
it.
field there at Watershed. Like they'll bring couches from home, Patty.
I'm just bringing the blow up pool.
All right, there you go. Oh, you can even bring the blue one too that the kids like too much.
Right on.
So or fill it with ice and drinks and all that fun stuff there. So again, stay hydrated. If you're out there at Watershed this weekend, it's going to be very hot at the Gorge. Just stay hydrated. So the new trend for back to school and the haircuts, broccoli perms. It's the new trend. It's all over TikTok, and Kourtney Kardashian's kid, Mason, he's got it. And even the upcoming Superman movie, the young Clark Kent has the broccoli perm. So if you're just curious about this look, so you basically look like a head of broccoli.
Okay.
You look like a head of broccoli.
That's the big thing, huh?
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
taking the call. It's 547 KORD. Do you know someone who got a horrible back-to-school haircut? I had a bowl cut. I've had the mullet. You've had, did you cut your bangs or one of those different things? That you,
I actually did that during the pandemic.
All right.
I don't recommend it.
so you gave yourself a bad haircut.
I did.
Megan cut my hair during the pandemic. She did a pretty good job for having no experience. Because it did. Let's go back to the pandemic. Those haircuts were people. Yeah, it was like just getting in to get a haircut. 547 KORD. Tell us about the worst haircut you ever got.
Okay, so I had an uncle. He was a little older than me, and growing up, he'd go to high school with a fully shaved head, except for he'd leave a little bit of his bangs up top.
What?
He called it an upside-down pineapple.
No.
Every school year picture, it was just the front of his bangs with a fully shaved head.
Oh my gosh.
It was always a topic of discussion at the beginning of school.
Yeah.
Everybody heard about it. So, I mean,
Wow.
it's a joke, and at the end of the day, it's hair. It all grows back. So
Right.
The upside-down pineapple.
That's what you said, Patty.
That's how I feel. It grows back eventually.
You got to live with those photos.
just happens.
Have you ever looked back at your school photos and went,
What was I thinking?
Yes.
I do.
Yes. There's a few times I've got a couple like, no one's going to ever see this photo. No, it's not going to happen. 547 KORD, worst haircut you ever got. What'd you get?
Oh,
Oh, geez.
See?
I want to say it was 7th or 6th grade.
Okay.
And I let my mom's friend do my hair because she said she was doing classes. And she gave me the most uneven, haircut ever.
Oh, jeez.
Not to mention, I said I wanted bangs.
Right?
I had no bangs. You could see my whole forehead.
Oh, wow.
It was to the point to where I got a wig off of Amazon.
Wow. Yeah.
I was so embarrassed.
It's that bad. It was that bad. I had to go get a wig off Amazon.
That's bad.
That's a bad haircut. That's a bad cut. Yeah.
I remember just the pandemic, and you had to wear a mask everywhere and all that.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'll just cut my own bangs.
Right.
Even the next day going into work, my coworker, she's like, "Did you cut your own hair?" Yeah, and they were laughing.
Yeah.
I know.
Did you do it in the dark? It looks like you did in the dark. So, bad haircuts. What do you got for us? 547 KORD. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number 1 for New Country. 1027 KORD. It's easy and quick. Stop by our website or open our app for your chance to head back to school with a $500 Visa gift card. Look for Hall Pass Cash.
Evan, you got Rick, you got Patty. Always good to be with you right now, about 75 degrees for you, Tri-Cities. All right, in about 10 minutes, we're going to wrap up other people's problems. Still time to get over to Facebook, chime in there. Sadly, this woman, husband had an affair, and should she tell the kids? So that is what we're talking about on the Facebook page right there for other people's problems. Before we get to that, though, pretty exciting news. Panda Express is coming, and they got a brand new location, don't they,
So
Pat?
absolutely, yeah. In fact, just a few minutes, 8:30, the Richland Chamber will be on hand to do the ribbon cutting ceremony And like the first 88 customers get free T-shirts.
Oh, there you go.
I was there yesterday.
Yeah.
And got a sneak peek.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
It really is.
It's all brand new.
Yeah, it's what's crazy about Tri-Cities when anything like that opens, it's just a line for a while, you know. Yeah, remember Popeyes?
Yes.
You know, and even the owner of Popeyes says, "Well, give it a couple months, and then it's going to be easy." And well, now of course you can go get a chicken sandwich right now easily. So, but we like new.
Of course we do.
Like
we
new.
do.
We like new. So yeah. So and one of those T-shirts today. How awesome is that? Ribbon cutting, and you still got time to get over there. If you hop in your
Panda Express, it's open today.
Absolutely.
Man, we've been watching it from the ground up.
That's right. Is it on GWA?
It's on George Washington Way. Yep, 924 George Washington Way.
And one of our favorite bridges is celebrating its 70th anniversary. And we look at it every single day. You and I look at it every
It's got a spectacular flag on top of it.
It does. You know which one we're talking about.
There's been some construction recently going on.
The Pioneer Memorial Bridge over there.
They're doing some work to it, I guess.
Right. Well, you know, back in my day, so the color is blue right now, but it used to be green. And so in my hometown of Clarkston, we have a very similar bridge, right?
Oh, is that right?
And it was green, and then it's blue. So they all use the same colors, right? So it was the green bridge when growing up, and then it was the blue bridge now that it's, you know.
Well, the blue bridge definitely sees its action.
Absolutely.
You know how many cars go across that thing?
Every single day. Every single day. Well,
yeah.
happy birthday, Blue Bridge, 70th anniversary. Read more about that. Got to post it for you right now on the KORD mobile app.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
102.7 KORD is out and about with Ranch and Home, making hometown moments. Ranch and Home is randomly awarding unsuspecting Tri-Cityans. Now, you never know when a Ranch and Home hometown moment might happen to you. Maybe in the coffee drive-thru, at the grocery store checkout, at the gas station.
And all we want to do is put a smile on people's faces, and that's what this is all about.
Thank you, Ranch and Home. That's awesome. You made my day.
Ranch and Home, they're here for you with your number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Get you right there in the feels. It's 8:22. You got Rick, you got Patty. Always good to be with you. Getting ready for the weekend here. And again, it's going to be warm, so just make sure you stay hydrated. Right now, about 75 degrees. And it says near record high today. So we'll see if we break that record today. All right, so this is a very touchy subject. We put it up on Facebook, name withheld because they didn't want people to know their name. What's going on in other people's problems?
She says her husband and I are splitting. He had an affair. We have 3 kids between the ages of 9 and 16. They're going to start asking questions about why we're divorcing. Should I tell them the truth about him being unfaithful, or should I cover it up with an excuse? My friends and family are split. What would you do? Should I be honest or not? He is a good father, but a terrible husband.
Yeah, boy, it's gonna. We got a lot of comments already on Facebook. What are people saying already, Patty?
Brandy says absolutely not. What your children need from both parents now is love. If you tell them, that's going to hurt the relationship they have with their dad and cause a lot of emotional issues within your children. Divorce alone is very hard on kids. Don't add that. You said it yourself. He's a good dad. Keep the details to yourself. That's from Brandy.
Well, Ange disagrees. Be adults, sit down with them together and explain it to them. They deserve to hear the truth from both of you, and that's from Ange.
And Michelle says, age-appropriate conversation. You're going to tell more to the 16-year-old than the 9-year-old.
Barbie says, explain the truth that he found someone else, but that even though he will not be with you, he'll always be their dad, and that he loves them just as much as ever and will still be a part of their lives.
Vicky says they don't need to know the details. Don't put that burden on them. It will make them feel as if they need to love one parent over the other. The truth will find its way in due time. It always does.
Yeah,
Vicky.
Yeah, Kathy says, do not lie to your kids. We've talked about this so much on the show. Make up excuses. Kids are not stupid. They will find out the truth. Then you will be a bad lying mom. If he's such a good father, he should sit down with the kids, tell them the truth, and of course reassure the kids that they are loved, that it's not their fault, and both parents will always be there for them. And that's from Kathy.
Did you see what Tara wrote? When I left my ex for the same reason, our oldest was 10, the youngest was 3. I didn't explain to them why, and he played so many games with my kids' heads, played the victim, and made me out to be the bad guy for leaving. That caused a lot of trouble between me and my 2 oldest sons. I did end up explaining to them later on when they got older. My advice is to tell them together, if possible. Let them learn from their father's mistakes. Let them see the damage that infidelity causes. I am so sorry you're going through this.
Yeah, Bobby says tell him the truth. Joni says tell him to ask their father. Shannon, he needs to tell them he broke the vows and he is leaving the relationship, and that's from Shannon.
Jason asks, what are you teaching them by lying? What if they find out anyway?
Yep, exactly.
I don't,
a lot of great advice here for you. This is just a sticky situation. I would say almost 99% of people are saying you just tell them the truth. But you do it together, or he does it.
Did you see Joni tell them to ask their father?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, wow.
That's right. I had a friend of mine. Her name's Taylor, and I remember when her dad had an affair on her mom, and they were married forever,
Yeah.
And then she discovered, and she was, she was an adult, but she was still upset. She's like, I just can't believe my dad did that. But
I know.
But she knew it was her dad and knew it wasn't her mother, and all that. And
But don't they eventually don't children eventually find out like what happened? You know what I mean? And
we talk about adopted children that are never told who their parents are, and then they get to an age and they're like, I don't look like either of you.
they
Something's
figure it out.
Yeah, I think kids are smarter than you give them credit for. I think
so,
they
too.
I think they have intuition.
Yeah.
They may not know exactly what's going on,
No.
but they sense it, and they're like, what's going on here? And when there's lots of closed doors, and it's even in your job when there's lots of closed doors, something's going on. So kids are smart enough, they pick up on that.
Yeah.
So we did our best, but most people are saying, yeah, you guys sit down together and just be honest and truthful.
I think you kind of do owe that to your children.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, you don't have to tell them exactly what happened.
But yeah. But you got to sit down with them and explain it to them. And again, I was always 100% honest with my kid. I mean, we've talked about that. I don't like it when someone lies. I don't like it. So I just tell them the truth. Hey, yeah, this is what's going on.
That's how it went down.
Yep, absolutely. So we did our best. It looks like, man, a ton of great comments to sift through there. Other people's problems. You want to chime in? You can sure do it, or call us. You got Rick and Patty, KORD.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.